In Senegal, when people are diagnosed with cancer, the overwhelming majority is in a late phase where pain is very intense and curative options are limited. These people need pain relief, but the government only procures 1 kilogram of morphine each year, which is only enough for about 200 advanced cancer patients. Adama was 12 when she was diagnosed with leukemia, and for 2 years she was being treated in Dakar, but she passed away when she was 14.
am doom mu feebar nga tiim ko muy dem ak métit di dund ak métit bi vraiment lu métti la quoi.
non dama ko daan xool dama xool sori ma dugg si douche yi jooy sëlmuwaat génn du ma bëgg sax mu xam ko ndax xam naa daf mi ngi métit boo xam ne bëggul sax moom ma xam ne mi ngi métit da ko daan làq sax mais xam naa lépp ci moom xam naa lépp ci moom.
Shortages of oral morphine are really common in Senegal. When a hospital has a shortage, there's no backup plan.
Là, on est en train de montrer comment on prépare le sirop de morphine. Bon, là, présentement, c'est la boîte qui nous reste. C'est la boîte qui nous reste. Mais il y a une commande qui est en cours et qui va arriver bientôt.
A week's supply of morphine is less than $1. It's extremely cheap. Money is not the reason that there's shortages. The shortages occur because the hospitals have to import the morphine themselves, and there's a lot of restrictions to that process. They have to work with 3 different government agencies at least.
It's hard for us to see the family suffer. It's hard for us to see the child suffer. We use the energy we have coming from that pain to find ways to find the morphine.
The doctors that we interviewed told us that they personally take on the challenge of finding morphine because it is so hard to have a patient who is coming to you who is in an enormous amount of pain and you have to turn them away.
When I have a patient who died from cancer and who had some morphine left, I ask the family to give them to me. All the boxes you see here were given by some patients and families so that I can give them to the other patients.
Outside of Dakar, there is no morphine, so anybody who needs morphine has to travel to Dakar to get it.
Pour ne pas te mentir, la médecine de là-bas ici, c'est pas la même chose. Parce que là-bas, on me donnait que des comprimés.
Families told us how they traveled for 10 hours or more with a sick relative to Dakar. And sometimes they arrive in Dakar only to be told that there is no morphine.
Du fait de la douleur de ma sœur, j'ai demandé naïvement si on peut pas lui mettre de la morphine. Mais ils m'ont rétorqué qu'il n'y en a plus, il y a une rupture à l'hôpital et que ça ne se vend pas en pharmacie. Donc voilà, elle souffre.
It is extremely unbearable for a person who is suffering from late stages of cancer, has had their morphine, and suddenly is cut off from their pain medication. It is unbearable for the person, it is unbearable for their family, and it is agonizing for healthcare workers who have to watch these people suffer and have nothing to give them when a medication that is so cheap could stop their suffering.
Usually what we've observed is that when the pain is too intense or too strong, even the disease itself becomes secondary. All the patient and their family cares about is for the pain to stop, for the suffering to come to an end.
The doctors that we spoke to fight every day for their patients. And these doctors need the government's support. One very simple way to support them is to make sure these medications are in stock. If the government takes charge of importing a large quantity of oral morphine, that way when a hospital runs out, they can get it from the pharmacy. This will prevent these shortages that are currently happening.
C'est dommage qu'il n'y a pas de morphine. Et il paraît qu'il y a une charte, mondiale qui dit que le malade ne doit pas souffrir. Désormais, un malade ne doit pas souffrir. Mais il n'y a pas de morphine pour soulager les malades ici. Bon, c'est dommage. C'est ça.